friends. Today we are going to learn how to perform efficiency sweeps on the banjo. What do we mean by efficiency sweeps? Well, you've heard this type of thing before probably in jazz and classical music, and possibly also heavy metal guitarists like to use this. It's sort of a sweeping sound that you can do with chord arpeggios. And how we're going to perform this, we're going to use the G diatonic scale as an example of how to do this. And basically what it means is that we're going to take quarter notes on either side of eighth note triplets and move up the diatonic chord progression. So to recap the diatonic chord progression in the key of G, we have G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, G. For our purposes for the sweeps, however, we're going to use 4-note chords and do major minor sevens so that we can achieve better sweeping with our chords. So that means G major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, C major 7, D dominant 7, E minor 7, F sharp diminished 7, and we're back to G major 7. So, as stated previously, we're going to couch the triad in quarter notes on either end, because we know what our notes are. In order to make a G major 7, it has to have an F sharp in it. And so we're going to put the F sharp on either side of the triad. F sharp here, triad, F sharp here, triad, F sharp. So we start and end on an F sharp in the G. And it'll be the same pattern for all of the chords as we move up the diatonic scale. So the first note is the quarter note, and then we have eighth note triplet, quarter note, eighth note triplet, quarter note. This is what the left hand does. Eventually we're going to get rid of the quarter notes and make everything eighth notes, which just straightens it all out and it sounds like this. And at speed, it has a different feel. There's your sweep. And so with the right hand, it's a little more complex because you don't want to repeat fingers. You don't want double thumb or double index or any of that. So for our first quarter note, we'll start with the index finger on the right hand. And then it's thumb, index, middle, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index. No repeated fingers. And that allows you to do this very quickly. If you had to play 2 thumbs or 2 indexes or 2 middle fingers, you wouldn't be able to do it, but so fast. At this, you can go at any rate, and at any rate you can roll. And then if we get rid of the quarter notes, so we'll go up the scale now. So we'll do it with quarter notes first. We'll go quarter notes ascending, all eighth notes descending. Descending. This can be a very, very good warm-up exercise because it gets you get your right hand moving in a way that's a little unconventional. You're not just doing forward-backward rolls or forward rolls or whatever. And it gets you moving up and down the neck and moves up and down the diatonic scale in a way that is very useful and very practical. Now, we're doing everything out of first position chords here. We're just using these. You can do it out of every position and change the harmony on either side of the triad. So if we were going to start with this G, or match them. I went from a B flat to an A on either side of a G major triad, but you could do it with both A's. And that makes a fun sound. And you can keep going. If you want to do it in the bar shape, same deal. So anywhere you start, you can perform this particular sweep trick. And you can even split it among chords if you wanted to improvise with it. It's a very useful tool for that. You've probably heard people do things like... And it's really just that, it's all about that triplet. So if you change the harmony on either side, you can kind of get a different feel for it. So... So the whole time I'm still using the G major triad as the meat and potatoes of it, while just changing the outside notes each time. So this is a fun way to work into improvising, and depending on what you're doing, it's very accessible to most kinds of music. You can do it in bluegrass and jazz and classical and even heavy metal banjo if you wanted to. And as said before, it makes a very good warm-up as you're getting started to play and practice. Moves you up and down the neck, gets your right hand moving in an unconventional way, and then you can change your position and go up the diatonic scale a different way the next time if you wanted to. Change the notes on either side and just be very flexible and free with it. There's no hard and fast rule that it has to be major, minor sevens or anything like that. We're just using that as an example because it's the most accessible and easiest way to do it. Feel free to mess around with it and see where it works. It's really useful in lots of things, and have a good time. Happy picking.